comes together. Welcome to another episode of The People's Mike. I am Jimmy Peoples. Introduce yourself.
Josh Edelman.
Josh Edelman. Yeah, give me your backstory. Give me your origin story.
Stand-up comic. I live in Los Angeles right now. Originally from Florida, lived in New York for 8 years. Kinda got started in New York. Really kind of started doing it for real in Los Angeles. Working film out there also. Made a web series, a documentary.
How many years?
How many years? How long have I been doing comedy? Always a tough question.
It's always
a tough question to answer. And here I think I've come up with my best explanation for it. I've been doing it for a year correctly, for real.
Okay.
Like 9 years ago, I started for the first time. Was only doing bringer shows and occasional open mics. But I very much feel like I popped my cherry then, which I feel like is a very important part of the whole thing.
Absolutely.
So for the past 9 months really that I've been doing it for real.
Yeah, every day.
I did start from ground zero. So I feel like it's unfair to say I've been doing it for 9 months.
You've been on stage.
Yeah, I've been on stage and I've been writing the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like I came back with a bunch of material. I knew what it was like to get on stage. So yeah, that's my best answer.
I'll take that. Holy shit. Yeah, everybody pulls back on that answer. I hate even asking that question because people should judge by it. They want to say,
You want to say a short period of time, so you seem like you're really good for having done it in that amount of time.
Absolutely. But you say the right time, be like, you say anything double digits, it's like,
Like I'm all right for 9 years. I'm really good for 9 months.
Pretty much. Yeah, you're comfortable. You're comfortable with comedy, and I can tell. When you're on stage.
I do it a ton. I very much when I got back into it recently, decided I am going to make up for the lost time.
Yeah.
I probably average 3.5 mics a day.
You still count?
I record all of them, so I can see how many I've done over a period of time.
You record audio or video?
Usually just audio, just because it's easier. My phone doesn't really have the storage space for me to be doing videos all the time. I would like to be recording video. Whenever I do a show, I record the video of the show. Whenever I'm doing a mic, I just record the audio.
I just record it. I put it on the not to go live. It was a recorder on YouTube, and I just sent it to YouTube.
Okay.
Interesting. I record them all.
Yeah, and then you get unlimited storage space. I know a bunch of comedians that do that.
I do that. I put it on private, and then eventually I'll press the all public page, and then have a bunch of thousands of fucking videos.
People can see all your successes and your rare bombs.
I never bomb. Okay, Jesus Christ. Hey, that's something scary. How long are you in New York?
Till Saturday.
Okay.
I got in on last Wednesday.
Nice. Do you have a podcast? Do you do it?
I used to have a podcast. I did.
Not as classy as this.
Not as classy as this. No, it was fun. It was. This was about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. My roommate, who's also a comedian, she does more improv and sketch stuff now.
Yeah.
We did a podcast called Who Would You Do, where we would talk about relationships and who we'd have sex with in fictional universes. So we'd be part of the Batman universe.
Nice.
And it's could you date Batman? Could you have sex with him? What would it be like? And we just every week we explore different fictional universes. And we did it for a year and a half, and we got something like 100 listeners an episode by the end, which was pretty good.
That's good.
Considerably.
Yeah.
It was less the podcast market was a little less oversaturated. I'm curious where we'd be now if we kept doing it, but that's the goal. Kind of affecting our friend show.
I remember people starting out doing podcasts, and I was like, oh, why would you do a podcast? And then it was you needed content, so it was you gotta have a podcast as a comedian, right?
Well, and also, again, to get back to how long have I been doing comedy? It's like I wasn't doing stand up at the time, but I did a comedy podcast every week.
Oh, shit.
And so it was like, an hour of practicing being funny off the cuff,
I feel like it
writing
counts.
jokes on it.
Because you're going through conversation, you try and.
So I'm not as impressed with a comic as I appear to be as a 9-month-in comic.
No, fine. Yeah, impressive. Do you ever notice your doppelgangers?
like
New
comics who are similar
Yeah,
to me?
similar.
Well, I'll tell you, I think it's been interesting. I don't. I feel weird. I feel like I'm gonna like get enemies for
This
for
the
saying
podcast
this.
to do it.
I've only been here for less than a week so far, and I've gone to as many mics as I can. Generally speaking, I found people to be a little less distinct out here than in Los Angeles. I used to think that a lot of people were much more distinct because I would always hit the mics every time. Throughout the years when I'd come to New York, I'd like do the mics because I was interested and seeing what the scene was like. And a lot of the people who I thought were really good when I used to come out now live in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And everyone's a lot safer out here. I was
I heard the
shocked.
opposite.
See, I'm shocked by how tame I felt. Everything I've been hearing out here is I don't know. Something interesting I feel like I've seen is I've watched a couple of people do crowd work out here, and they weren't even really picking on the person in the audience, but like everybody apologized to the person they were even talking.
They're programmed to be
And I'm like not that you should be a jerk, and not that you shouldn't on occasion apologize to someone you've given a bad time to in the audience.
Yeah.
But I don't know, you're up on stage, you're supposed to kind of be, while you're on stage, you're sort of this moral arbitrator of your universe, and you should stand centered in what I think is your moral perspective up here, especially if you decide to pick someone to challenge yourself with it. I don't know,
I don't believe in apologizing. I don't
not believe in apologizing.
I don't believe in apologizing. I try to practice not to apologize. It's so good. It's so good. Just look somebody in the eye, knowing you're fucked up, and then just sit in it.
And just let that relationship fall apart.
Thanos, that relationship, it just crumbles.
I could say sorry, I could get whatever benefits this relationship could bring me throughout the years, or I could just decide I'm right because I've popped.
Not even I'm right, but I accept my fault.
You accept your fault.
But
isn't that apologizing? Isn't accepting your fault?
Because if you apologize, you're never sorry for something you did, right?
No.
You did it, and you own it.
You own it.
If you cheat on your girlfriend, you're glad you fucked that other girl, so you're not sorry, right? You're sorry you got caught.
I think you can be sorry. I've got a bit that it's not worked out. It's something that I've been like trying to figure out. I can't keep figuring it out. How like macaroni and cheese has like taught me what having an affair is like. Because like I can't even get into a relationship, let alone cheat on somebody. So my only point of reference is that like whenever I'm on a diet, and then just I'll have this moment where like I'll see a box of macaroni and cheese left over from before my diet, and just my brain turns off, and I'm like boiling the water and going to the store and getting milk and butter and coming back and I eat the mac and cheese and I immediately regret it, and I'm like, what did you do? Because I've affected my life negatively from the decision, so I'm sorry I did it. I was short-term thinking as opposed to long-term.
You wanted to do it.
I wanted to.
It was so good.
It was delicious.
Yeah. So.
But was it worth the days or years off my life it's contributed to?
Wasn't. Yeah, because it made you happy at the moment.
In the moment.
In the moment how was that happiness of that first bite when you finished it and you know what I mean when you sat there, it's done.
It was
good.
It was great while I was eating it. Immediately afterward, and then like my stomach hurts because it's not, I'm probably lactose and gluten intolerant. I'm probably both of them, and just I don't care. Just let me die. But I'm in pain, It's like sex. Then you have an STD, you get pregnant. Like, was all the residuals? You're sorry you did it. You're sorry you did it. If your side piece had a kid, you didn't even like her to begin with.
That's so pretty. See the girl. Oh man.
You suddenly got a VD that's not going away.
I've learned, and we'll talk about that. When you're younger, you don't have those problems. Like I didn't think about the repercussions of dating somebody you didn't want to be with. It was just about fucking.
I can't even bring myself to do one night stands anymore because I'm Jewish and I'm very stereotypically neurotic. Every one night stand I've ever had has been like mediocre in the moment and then just a bed of anxiety afterwards. I'm just like, what did they give me? What did I do? It's never. I felt it's never been worth it. I'd rather be in a relationship, but I also don't want that. I'm voluntarily celibate. I'm a vocel.
Is that a thing?
Well, there's the incels, the involuntarily celibate people.
Incel, like that's a sad,
I'm not an incel.
Sad white guy thing. You're trying to call.
Maybe if I tried getting laid again, I'd learn I was an incel. But in this current moment where I'm not trying, I'm a vocel. I blame nobody but myself.
Shit. I don't, man, fuck that. There's so, I don't know where to go from here. You ever had shingles?
Shingles? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Would I know?
Yeah.
It's not something like you just have and something's wrong with you and you don't use it.
Yeah, I recently had shingles.
Well, what are shingles like?
It's like it's like herpes, but not.
Okay.
It's the one you're glad to have.
The one that makes you think you have herpes.
Yeah,
you find out it's shingles. You're like, thank God.
Fuck. Because you're like, is it over? Am I done out the game? And then, but it's like a byproduct from having chicken pox as a kid.
Okay.
And it's dormant in your spine.
Okay.
And I feel like it's something old people get.
Okay.
Right. But
well, if I was an old person, I wouldn't even care if I had herpes.
No.
At that point, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's probably not fun. It's probably not fun.
No. It's definitely. I don't
but the worst part of herpes isn't the herpes. It's the having to tell people you have herpes.
Yeah, that's the part. That's what I was like. Am I gonna? Fuck! I was tapping out. I was like, how do you comedians gonna eat this shit up?
You gotta
finished.
You're either a complete piece of shit that just doesn't tell people,
yeah,
or you have to deal with the awkward moment of telling people.
And then because I see how comedians treat other comics who do have it. And
do you think most people tell? Do you think most people with it?
So.
You think most people are just kind of like, oh, I'm dormant now?
Yeah, no, they don't. The brave ones who want to use it a bit confident and they who found out early when they were younger, I think they tell. But if you're older, I don't think you would tell as easily.
You're jaded to the world already.
Yeah, you're like, fuck.
You're like, it's a horrible place. It's a place that gave me herpes.
Yeah. At an old age, I can see if I was young and having fun, but if I got it when I was younger, if I got it when I was older, I would be like, what the fuck?
See, I'd be so fucking upset if I got herpes. Yeah. Not even because I had herpes, but because I feel like I haven't had enough sex to have herpes.
Yeah.
It's like really?
Yeah.
My luck. This is my luck. This is my luck.
Because it's never after the greatest sex you've ever had. It's after like a broken condom or some shit, and then you just kept going, and it was like, oh, this was a shitty person. It's never like, man, it was worth it.
Because a person
it's not the mac and cheese.
Because like if you're getting it, no, it is the mac and cheese.
It is, yeah.
It's not the fruit cup.
It's not the fruit cup.
It's not the fruit cup. You should have eaten. Watermelon's delicious and you love it, but it's never what you want. I go to this salad place and they actually have it out here now. Another weird thing I noticed. I can't figure out if every New York restaurant is opened up in LA or every LA restaurant is just opened up in New York. But it's unbelievable how many of the same places, which I thought were unique.
If you have one, you have to have the other.
And the other thing,
what's the restaurant? What's the
Sweet Green? It's like a salad place. They have them out here. I saw one out here. But they make really good salads. It's like these.
Fuck.
But they're like really fresh, really delicious. Some of the best salads I've ever had. And they give you like a little piece of bread. A little piece of bread. It's a nothing piece of bread. It's the best part every time. The bread is the best. I'm like, I can sit here with like a fresh salad or like a grilled cheese sandwich sitting in like a little damp puddle of water. I still want that grilled cheese more. Still want that shitty grilled cheese more.
My struggle was with trying to find good places to eat in this city. I was like, you can't find somewhere. I only wanted to spend $5, but you can't. It's so hard to eat good.
$1 pizza.
No, $5 pizza, but you eat pizza every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Lamoons.
Fuck.
Lamoons. Can you still get a falafel sandwich
for $6?
$6. Damn, $6 now.
$6 now.
The other interesting thing I noticed is every restaurant I love in New York that is unique to New York has either closed or franchised. They either failed spectacularly or succeeded immeasurably.
Big one. Yeah.
But I feel like it's lost its specialness. Well, I don't know. I see like the Upper East Side Lombardies, and I'm like, I liked Lombardies being in Little Italy. I liked it being that one place. It's hard to get into, and you go, but it feels less special now that there's more of them.
Yeah.
It's like the Alamo Draft House movie theater opened up out here. It's like, well, that was like a reason to go to Austin.
Yeah, wow.
You check this place out.
I didn't even know that it was more of them. I thought it was just one.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
No, go on.
It's either, I don't know. You have to grow, right? But you want that uniqueness.
It's everywhere in America feels somewhat capitalistic. LA certainly feels capitalistic.
Oh, yeah.
No place in the world feels more capitalistic than New York.
Yeah.
It's like there's nowhere else on earth where you're surrounded by more bathrooms and it's harder to go to them.
New York, absolutely.
Like you could be standing there's like 40 bathrooms around you and no one will let you in unless you buy like a $3 bottle of Dasani water.
They had Facebook pages for the bathroom codes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, hey, where's the bathroom code for? Because comics we have the weirdest shit, like weirdest access to things.
Beating the system. Gladys is probably on that bathroom.
Bathroom code. Yeah, absolutely. You can ask her the types of shit she's on. Fuck. She's hustling at a different level, from Gladys. She's a character, man. And I use the bathrooms. I hate they should be free. Bathrooms should be.
Well, I understand not wanting like everyone to be coming into your store to use the bathroom. They certainly can get destroyed rather quickly and easily. But I think people can be a little bit more generous with it.
I remember I went to one of the Chipotles, and I used to stop there. It was on my route, and then there was a girl sweeping up, and she saw me come, and then she ran in before me, and because the door was always open, and then she closed the door and then walked away. I was like, "Do you have the code?" She's like, "No, you gotta buy something." I was like, "That kind of makes you a shittier person, you know? You didn't have to do that."
We'd rather you shat your pants,
than
like showing a little bit of generosity. That like really affects us zero.
Maybe I was gonna buy something. You don't know. maybe I don't know. What if I was like I hate to say a white mom with like my kids, you would have let me in.
See, this is where Yelp can come in handy. The only places I've given bad Yelp reviews to are places that wouldn't let me use the bathroom when I needed to. I'll go on in 1 star and be like,
shit. I wish I
really
got
need
on
to
earlier. Yeah, I love leaving bad, trying to leave like a bad funny review and just talk shit about a place. It's so good.
I kind of want to start writing really like a kind of as a personal little bit, just for whoever finds them.
Yeah.
Write really like ridiculous, like I'm trying to be a food critic reviews on Yelp, but like really like lamely written.
Just gotta be
The succulence of the strawberries dipped in the opulence. Just like use words incorrectly, but just try to write a bunch of big words and write reviews like a critic.
Just long pages.
Yeah, just like so
good.
people can think I'm some weirdo.
Yeah. But people find it. They told me the other day, it's like your reviews got 3,000 views. I was like,
Man.
at least I'm trending on something. Like Google Maps would kill it. Like fucking, I put something most places that I have a bad experience, and it's so fun, so good, so. I didn't realize how good.
I try to write the nice. For every
Once
bad
a month.
review, I
It's
give it
balance.
something, and it's usually almost exclusively because they wouldn't let me use the bathroom. It's actually the time I started was I walked into a place and I was like, hey, I'm gonna buy something real quick, but can I use the bathroom first? And they're like, bathrooms for dine-in only, and I was like,
Yeah, buy something. Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna buy something. They're like, you dine-in only, and I was like.
1 star. You should have showed them. Like, how important is this star? And can I use the bathroom? Hi, Gladys. We were just talking about you.
Well, hey, nuh-uh.
Yeah,
Gold
we were.
stars.
How much of a hustler you are?
You want to know?
No, we know. We know you're a hustler.
So,
What happened?
once I get out here, I was flying
Yeah,
this.
meal ticket.
Meal ticket, is that the dog's name?
Yeah. Did she breathe in there?
Yeah.
She just rolls out.
So I was flying this sign in Brooklyn yesterday, or like in like the Bushwick area.
Dude.
I got fucking craft beer and dark chocolate.
That's-
2 things I don't like at all.
Wow. Wow.
I love craft beer and dark
I
chocolate.
know it was. I got to give those away. It was a pleasant experience.
You
I
were
was
fucking
trying to
amazing.
hand people
Yeah.
nice beer.
Have you mapped out all the free places you can get food in the city yet?
I haven't even begun to explore.
There is on Wednesday and Saturday at 2:00 outside of Tompkins Square Park.
Oh, the bum feast.
The bum feeds.
Yeah.
I used to fuck with the bum feeds. I used to volunteer out there, and just the what's her name? The lady that runs this little bad shit.
Yeah, like I
She
dealt.
wrote it for me. Like it was a good experience. The people were cool, and just, they had beef jerkies.
One of the ladies that run it.
Yeah, she's
crazy.
She's tough. She's a tough lady.
I mean, that seems like the only kind of person that would occupy that role.
Yeah.
One step above the person they're serving, but not going to get a real job.
Not
you know?
going to get a real job, but she kind of ruined the experience.
Yeah, but I can't do my usual thing here in Manhattan. Like other cities in the country, I would just like walk into a restaurant that was about to close and be like, "Can I have some? Can I have some of this food or
Yeah.
whatever?" And lots of
And
people
they
say
give it
yeah.
to you.
They don't do it out here?
I
Some
haven't even
places-
tried. I don't. It just seems like people
Some
have their
places
hands out.
do. I know, like,
Whole Foods has a
when I was doing, like, student films and stuff out here,
Yeah.
there would be, like, bakeries that would be getting rid of their bagels and things at the end of the day, and, like, I would cater with the day-old bagels, and they'd, like, give them to me.
Starbucks does it 15 minutes before they close.
All right, I will give it a try. I just figure people have their hands out for like 400 years.
No,
Just tired of
we waste about 4 trillion tons of 4 trillion pounds. 4 trillion pounds of food.
I believe literally any sum that you
Yeah.
threw out there.
Yeah, 4 trillion.
I believe any.
tons is a lot.
That sounds like a
4
lot.
trillion pounds of
Food a year?
Yeah.
The worst, honestly, the one that really gets me is when I'm digging through a dumpster and I find some fresh flowers. Like in the Trader Joe's dumpster, they have flowers that
Oh,
were
yeah.
clearly grown in a greenhouse, transported here on a truck, sat on an air-conditioned shelf, and then
It's awesome.
gone.
Yeah, they do. You said Trader Joe's, Whole Foods?
Yeah, any place that sells flowers.
Yeah,
You
shit.
find a lot of flowers in the dumpsters, so I'm saying.
You can't eat those.
You cannot. You cannot. You get real mad about capitalism. Looking at that shit.
You hate capitalism.
Yeah, you do too.
I love it. I love it. I love
We
it.
live
I
in the
love
most
it.
capitalistic city in the country.
We were just talking about
I
that
was
too.
just saying.
The wealth disparity is incredible. All you gotta do is like look at a city street.
Yeah, the wealth disparity and just there's just nothing is for free out here. Nothing. There's just like the
The
most.
bum fees for free?
See,
The bum fee? I hate that. Bum
See,
fee, is that what they call it?
oh, thank you for the bum feet. Yeah, sure. See, you're the kind of person that I bet you're not mad at capitalism because you got that indefatigable spirit that, like, you know, you were made for that game. Like, you'd be the kind of dude, if you got into multi-level marketing, you'd be the one that made like $6 million a year that they point to and be like, he made $6 million selling soap. It's like the only dude that can do that.
You got the no apologizing.
Yeah, no
thing.
apologizing.
That's kind of the mentality to succeed in
I
capitalism.
like multi-level marketing, and I wish I could find one that I like because they all seem like a carnies game.
And
Well, they
you're a
are.
hustler too.
Yeah, I'm a
And
hustler.
you're doing
Yeah.
the physical training, and then you do the podcast,
If I can
and
fit
then you
flip-
run the mic.
Absolutely. I
It's,
like doing shit like that. I like doing all you
What do
can.
you do after the mic? What's the next thing?
Well, I'm in. After the mic, it depends on the day. Either I'll stop in a show, or I'll quit for the night and start over. Usually it was shows. Like the goal is 2 mics, 2 shows, and edit for the next day. That's the goal. So I would train, podcast, 2 mics, 2 shows.
You're doing like 2 shows.
Not now.
Oh.
I used to run two
Oh,
shows a night. That was then the club shut down. But then I had my reasons why I don't want to do shows anymore. But that's the goal. I feel like you should do 2 mics a day and then do 2 shows a day, or at least 2 shows. The rest should be shows.
Going to watch the shows or
No, you should produce.
produce.
Yeah, we can
Or perform.
Cool. Huh?
Perform.
Yeah, perform, be on, but
It's
I like producing. I like being.
It's a lot of work.
I like having that much control.
It's
But I've been
work,
doing it
it's
so
work,
long,
it
it
seems.
doesn't feel like it.
But that's why you
know?
succeed in capitalism. Because
Yeah.
you're like putting up 2 shows a day. I'm like, maybe I'll do a bi-monthly show.
And the people say that, and I was like, I can't wait that long. That's foreign to me. People get mad when I was like doing shows back to back every day, and they were like, you should separate and do it every 3 months or every year. I was like, I don't work like that. If I'm on, I'm on, you know, or I'm not. And either it's one or the other. There's no middle ground.
Well, and I'd say
For me.
I think you might be a little too hard on capitalism. I'd say the biggest problem is it's like Monopoly is a nice fair game at the beginning when everyone starts and owns no property. But we're kind of in like the world where somebody's already won Monopoly, they have every piece on the board, and everyone's still playing. And it's like, what do you still?
I love speed monopoly when it's the last 2 people and we're vying for the money. We're looking
See,
It
eye to
becomes
eye.
billions.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that.
billions.
It becomes
I love
that show Billions.
People like you
Watching
remind
it
me,
now.
like, you know, I tell myself, oh, fuck Jeff Bezos, people like that should be machine gunned to death against a brick wall. But in reality, they're just real good at the game. They just need to go to a
They're good.
re-education camp. They just need to go to a camp to, like, you know, realign themselves, use that for the public good.
No, I think it's us that need the camp. The ones that don't have it, those guys won. They're in the
They
game.
won. They won. The
They
game's over.
won by
Monopoly.
totally
They're winning because they're not dead yet. They, you know, until they figure out how to be immortal.
See, I got that problem, like,
See,
we
now
people
we're-
are born thinking
Yeah,
capitalism.
it's
Capitalism
Now
is
people are like,
the
well, we
laws
got.
of the
Now we're gonna bring risk into the Monopoly
Yeah.
board. Now people are gonna start.
Yeah.
You got Monopoly. You got Risk.
Like,
Gotta get kids good at these board
I
games.
remember that one class. It was like if you gave everybody $1 million, it would still end up the same way. You know, because people, you know, there's people who don't have what it takes to keep that money. You know, and there's people who are great at it and taking the money. So
That's such a small. There's people that are born with so much money they could never even fuck it off.
but
And there's
And they
But
spend
they-
it.
they-
Those are the parties.
and like doing comedy, I see
put
a
it
lot
back
of these
into
rich
the
comics
economy.
with no creativity. You know, I see these guys, but then you see these broke comics who do so much with crumbs. And that's what I like. Like I would like to say, yeah, I wish I had the money. But no, I like turning crumbs into cake. You know, It's fun to me. It's not about making money. It's about what can you create.
See, I just want that Star Trek future where all that shit's taken care of and people's job is to basically live up to their full potential. Kind of like the being in shape shit. I've heard people say like, oh, I don't have an obligation to be healthy. And it's like, I get that in today's society, but in ideal society, everybody has an obligation to be their best self.
That's good too.
You know, nobody wouldn't want to be their best self.
Star Trek Society sounds.
That's gonna be UBI.
Yeah, that's
UBI is
luxurious
UBI.
space communism. I don't want anybody to be like working the fields.
What's UBI?
UBI is universal basic income.
More things should be automated. Like nobody should work at the gas station. Every human being alive is too good to work at the gas station.
Basically,
Even
so they're saying
So
that
you're
it's
pro
already.
automation.
Absolutely.
So you're pro automation, UBI.
No, not. I mean, yes, UBI is way more than $1,000 a month. You can definitely break people
How much?
off a
How much
couple
would you
grand.
get?
This is so like fairly becomes arbitrary.
You're president.
I mean, you know, money becomes a different thing when, like, I don't know, we weren't spending 60% of our budget on the military, or like shit that doesn't need to happen. You hear a lot of times with Bernie Sanders shit, oh, how's he gonna pay for that? How's he gonna pay for that? I can think of 40 answers to that.
Yeah, but then at the
The
same time,
F-35 program.
yeah, at the same time,
$12
that same time, and not to sound argumentative anyway, but at the same time, I mean, the military pays for a lot of people's salary. It pays for innovations in technology. That money is literally blown away sometimes. The internet was created by accident, things like that. So we get innovations from the military.
I'm not gonna
that-
really say a lot of people's salary. It doesn't pay a lot of people's
Fine,
salary.
but it does pay salaries.
There's a lot of
There is technology, innovation, all these big companies that literally work for the military. It's unfortunately it's a waste of money. The military is a perfect example of what we could do as a nation if we took all our resources and just dumped it into just
When
basic
you say big
research.
companies, you mean like defense contracts?
Basically, yes.
It's
Yeah,
tricky,
no.
but it's tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky. It's interesting where this podcast.
Yeah, it goes.
I gotta stop
But
with
I think they're the perfect example of what can happen because they come up with shit that's crazy, new and innovative. But that's what happens when you throw a bunch of money at a research idea. You get some shit like
When the
that.
rules of capitalism are suspended, you're saying. When people are like inventing for.
It's tricky because the ability of certain countries to wipe other countries off the face of the earth has kept a lot of them from fighting each other.
That's true too.
Like throughout history, you can't ignore the fact that never has there been a period of time where countries weren't just completely at war with each other. So it's like even up until, what was it, 70 years ago or 80 years ago when everyone was fighting everyone to the death, it's like it's probably a better thing that everyone's afraid of fighting each other. Not that we're not also, picking on the people who don't have those abilities, but
I would say
but it's
7
also
years.
scary in that in an instant
We
it
could actually
could do it, but it's that thing that keeps I don't know. It's
I
complicated.
certainly wouldn't take
It's
that back. I wouldn't
complicated.
agree with everyone fighting everyone. It seems like there's some very clear, singular aggressors in those situations.
I think
but-
the most interesting thing is how everyone thinks they have the answer. I think that's
I think
the most
nobody's
interesting
got points.
because I don't think anyone has
Hang
the
on right here.
actual
I told you
answer.
in a minute. This is a podcast.
Because if we did, we'd have an answer.
Everyone has a guess. Everyone has a guess. It's like listening to sports. It's
Well,
like
no,
when
we know
I,
it, of course.
it's like when I watch ESPN and or TNT and Charles Barkley's like, I think this is gonna happen. I'm an expert basketball player who knows everything about the game and
Yeah.
never. And then the complete opposite of what he thought was gonna happen happens. Nobody
True.
knows anything.
True.
Everyone's
Something
guessing.
Same
No matter
with
how
I got
finance
the answer.
guys.
That's why I'm doing this comedy thing.
Finance
You got-
guys, etc.
We're all right. We gotta wrap this. What'd you say?
Finance guys, like they,
Finance guys.
analysts, they always predict a company will have this or that, and a lot of times the company won't.
Yeah.
So it changes the entire outlook of the company.
It's like you can get good at guessing. You can guess
Don't-
right
don't-
more than wrong.
Exactly.
Glad, don't you want to grow in comedy? Don't you want to
Of course.
see where it goes
do you
and be
mean?
successful? And with that comes money, right? Is there a
I kind
limit
of-
where somebody says, "Hey, we want to buy your story for $30 million"?
I would love to do this to make no money. I would never do a commercial. I need several major surgeries right now, but if somebody offered me $1 million for something, never. I'd love to do a huge show and give away all the money.
And be like, "Hey, we want to give you $30 million to I just keep saying 30. We give you a bunch of a bushel load of money to just tell your story around the country, and you wouldn't take the money."
Who would that money come
Well,
from?
I'll tell you the interesting thing. I'll tell you one really interesting
Netflix,
thing.
say it.
That Chappelle really taught me. Walking away from all that money seems to be the most freeing thing that ever happened to Chappelle. Because like we're living in this time right now where you're watching people get taken down left and right, often for very good reasons. And Chappelle, like what can you do to Chappelle? What can you do to him? What can you do to him that he didn't already do to himself? And it's just kind of like he seems very free. I thought that.
But he made that money back. Wasn't that?
He made it back. He made it back on his own terms.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
And that's the point.
And years later, but that special he did on at the Comedy Store, the Bird Revelation. I think it might be the best special I've ever seen. It was unreal, and he.
The point is making it on your terms.
Making it on your own terms, and not he gives that whole talk at the end where he's like kind of going in on capitalism about the pimps and how they like play this game, and it was kind of like I think he's just trying to say like America is like this. Oh, you want it? We can take it from you. We can give it to you. And what if you just say? And I guess Vlad is saying, "Well, I don't need it. I don't want it. But you should take that money and get those surgeries."
Absolutely, take that money.
Why not?
That's what I mean. I came here to live in my car and have that be my superpower. Like, I really don't need money. Like, worry about a salary that's a creative casualty.
We gotta wrap this up. We'll be back. Thank you for hanging out. It grows. What's his name? I love doing it. Tell them where they can find you.
I live in Los Angeles. I'm doing comedy around there. You can follow me at the Edelmeister on Instagram or Twitter. You can watch my web series, Best Friends web series, www.bestfriendswebseries.com, and keep an eye out for the documentary I'll have coming out soon called Mentally Al. Not out yet, but
You got a website?
I don't have a website.
Yeah, get a website.
I gotta get a website.
Yes, that's just.
BestFriendsWebSeries.com, MentallyAl.com, MentallyAl.documentary.com. Those are my websites.
Yeah, this is another episode of The People's Mic. You can find it on iHeartRadio, Spotify, JimPeoples.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, JPeoples TV. We're here every day, Monday to Friday, World Famous Idol Shrunken Head at 2:15 for the podcast, 3 o'clock for the open mic. You are more than welcome if you're coming from out of town. Stop through. Get on the podcast, go over early with Mike. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate you.
What's the documentary about?
This comedian named Ali Bell.
Okay.
He used to be in New York comic. He's actually kind of homeless right now. But he's what? You know Al?
Yeah.
Well.